No, they didn't, but I feel like they're distant and they're checked out from us. Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. We'll give it a couple of minutes for people to come in and then we can get started. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see if anyone else is coming on.
Where is everybody? Usually you guys are like right at 12 and nobody's here.
I know.
But, and I thought
Weird.
Ashley probably thinks it's us, but I feel it's him that doesn't want
Are they busy closing deals?
again, if that's just me.
Haha, yes.
Because
Good.
I know the one time they lost,
Either that or they're enjoying lunch somewhere.
they had the
Yeah.
Well, Voltaire's not jumping on today, so it's be a helpline slash like master guys the opportunity to ask any questions that you may need help with or any guidance that you may need. And then we'll be offering advice, suggestions, giving you or pointing you in the right direction for any procedure you may need to implement. So this is going to be a little bit different than Voltaire going through the MLS and looking what's on there, but it's still a time for you guys to walk away with some value. So feel free to ask away um, as more people join. Any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe I don't know who all can answer this. I have a client, we've been looking for a property for a while, and it seems like everything falls through. This one they really want to do. It's a piece of land with a house on it, but they it comes with, they're not pre-approved plans yet, but they're submitted plans. They're past the that part of the plans, but they don't have like full approval. Anyways, it's just trying to learn all the breakdown of a project. It's going to be 18 units, and the cost and all that. So I don't know if I need Voltaire I think I need Voltaire for that one.
So what do you have a client? You have a specific property in escrow that you're in with those plans, or you're looking at a property that has
Looking at
those potential plans?
looking at a property. And the thing is oh, I guess I could have my video on while I'm talking at least. They have these great plans, but it has podium style parking where it's like underneath the building. So that increases the cost significantly. And so we're trying to, we want to make an offer, but we think that with the amount of cost it is going to be for the plans that they have, it's just going to be too high. So I'm trying to break it down and figure it out. And I know that's kind of their job. They're builders. They've been doing it their whole lives, but I'm also trying to learn it too, so I can make key points and look good.
Yeah,
I
because I I think that like Voltaire is really good at what he's really good at, but like saying something with developing 18 units or like right now you saying that podium style parking,
yeah.
it's something that he's never done. I've been with him, for so long. So he would say you need to get connected with a developer or someone who specializes in that so they can show you the ropes correctly because he can't teach you about something that he's never done. He's
Hmm.
never developed 18 units. Um, and I also think that connecting with someone who knows about it is going to be able to guide you and your clients. They're going to have to figure that out and pay for that anyway. You just want to be right next to them learning so that you know for the future.
So maybe I'll talk to the building department. I mean, I don't know if they can give me that information, like who has done a bunch of podium style parking in Chula Vista, because I don't I don't know. I'm sure Voltaire would know somebody who's done that though. 'Cause he knows a lot of people.
I think what I do when I'm in a deal that I'm not fluent in, like for example, right now we're in a deal that our seller is splitting their lot, selling portion of it. And I never done that. Voltaire's familiar, but he's busy. So what I do is call like the buyer hired a civil engineer to draw the plans and to get everything ready to submit to the city. So what I've been doing is calling that person, the civil engineer, and saying like, hey, can you give me a timeline? Like, what are these steps? And then he tells me, so I take down, like, what should we expect? He said, right now we're at this stage. Um, we're waiting for the drawing for your client to approve them. Once they approve them, I'm going to submit to the city. That application takes 6 weeks, maybe a worst case scenario, 3 months. And then I said, what happens then? And then it's like, then they're, ask for more information. He goes through the timeline so I can understand. I write it down and then I have an idea for my client, like, hey, if you move forward with this. But at the same time, I think you're dealing with heavy hitters that are knowledgeable with like, I don't think you need to give them like because you also don't want to take the liability of giving them like, hey, it's going to cost you 50,000 to just build this. Because at the end of the day, like they should also run their numbers and, same thing with this deal we're in. We don't want to take the liability of saying like, hey, with the markers that show where the new property line is going to be, it's correct on paper because we don't know. So what we're doing for our client is, hey, here's a civil engineer. You're going to pay him for a visit to come to your property and show you that what they wrote down on the map is what you're proving here. So you always want to take it back to the person that does that daily, because for you to say like, I'm gonna find, like, I feel like that's a lot of liability on
It
her
is,
end.
yeah. They
And
need to get like a new architect because the one that did it, the seller was like, oh, well, he's never done a job of this caliber. And I'm thinking, well, how did they get their plans to pass? Like I feel like I can't go to him and talk about it because he's like, he doesn't really know what he's doing. And I'm like, so
most of these
yeah.
people are, I mean, they're you would I said, I called that guy and I said, how much would your fee be for you to come and like, so there you wanna approach it with like maybe a fee for their time because they're going to take.
Well, also, it goes back to that civil engineer. This is what they do. And just so you have a little bit of background on this specific transaction that she's talking about, Holly, it's because it sounds super simple. It's a client of ours has a huge property. It's their house with a huge lot, all one property. And what they decided to do is sell part of their property. So, because it's just so much. So, you would think Voltaire is going to tell them, take these steps, do this, let's run these numbers. But Voltaire sees their vision and what their goal is, and he's connecting them to the people that are doing it, that specialize in that. And he's
Mhm.
overlooking the thing, but he's not actually working that entire thing because Voltaire knows that that's not what he does and that's not what he specializes in. So
Yeah,
he's
I feel like
finding,
I'm out of my realm and
yeah,
I'm
he's
afraid to.
finding the resources for these people to say, I get what you're trying to do and I get what your vision is. Let's get these people to help you, and this is what their service fees are. Hire them. And from there, okay, civil engineer's going to be there. Claudia, go out there and figure out what's going on because they're both learning. They've never done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like take yourself out of the equation. I'm just saying, or even like, hey, run it by Voltaire. I feel pretty comfortable saying this is what Voltaire would tell you to do. He's going to
Mhm.
say, get the resources, give them to your clients, and then be there to nurture it, follow it through, and learn as you're going. But um, looking at something and then finding like the potential of it or what's going on with it, it's a lot of work that you're putting into that. You also want to make sure your client has skin in the game for the time that you're investing for them.
Yeah,
If
and I
your
think that
client,
they're worried about putting money into it before we even make an offer, but it's like, well, at this point, how else are we gonna know how much even to offer?
yeah, or they could say, hey, look, developers or architects, my realtor has a opportunity, what sounds like, for me. Look at it, tell me what it's going to cost me to do this. If they're not even doing that, then I think that you're probably investing a lot more time than when you should be, because they should be able to have some skin in the game where you're not feeling like I need to just do all the work to get this deal done.
I've done a lot of work, like I'm reading all the documents and learning how it goes and talking to the building department and can we change this? And I'm like, I feel like I'm doing more than I should. And they're like, oh, we're going on a week cruise to Panama. See what, I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay, bye.
I think I'm not going to say don't work on them, but I think your time, you could spend some time prospecting, you could spend some time creating more content, um, doing things for, or even while you're working on that, maybe a good hour out of your day, make sure that you're still planting seeds with a traditional buyer that you can gain some experience for. Hey, let's go shopping for a condo, even getting your feet
Mhm.
wet,
I
getting
broke bread
yourself
this
back in the,
morning.
oh, good. Yeah. So doing those things where they're going to help you start getting some experience, and then you could start really working on a 18 unit development that to me
Yeah.
sounds insane. Sounds
Well,
crazy.
he's been a client for a long time, and we were so close, like a couple years ago, to something really big, and then last minute the seller pulled out, and I don't know. I just feel like I need to redeem myself because that was like 6 months of work for nothing. So I need to focus on some other things, and they need to pick up the pace. But
Yeah.
yes, okay, I'm going to connect them with who they need to connect with, and if they don't carry the baton, then they're not as serious as I was hoping. I mean, they're serious. They want a project, but they also need to do the work. They've done this sort of thing before. And like you said, they should know what they need to do.
Yeah, I just hope they're not kind of just like, yeah, yeah, work on it, figure it out for us, and then keep you going like this, because I think your time is super valuable, and you could be doing, because I want to say this is the same client you bring up in other calls, and you've been working for a while. So,
No. That guy, I divorced that guy. That client, I will never, oh, no, he was terrible. I got stories, but under the bridge, but they know each other.
Mm. Yeah. I did share a link in the chat. Next month's mandatory training is not going to be happening here at the office. What we're going to do instead is go to Mark Pattison's office in North Park. He's doing like a Q3 like mastermind type of thing. It's going to be a 2-hour training that we're going to go do, and then we'll just share the stats for the month in an email. It's going to be good stuff, so I would say reserve your seat. You do have to RSVP to be able to go, so I would say reserve your seat and
You
plan
sent
to
an
make
email
it.
on that? When is it?
No, I updated the calendar invitation and then I threw the link in the chat right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What else do we have?
That's all I got.
That's it.
Yeah.
No tickets.
Adrian, how are you? You're good? Do you need anything from us?
No, right now I'm good. I'm pretty good.
Good.
Yes.
Do you have any deals going on? Any?
I'm about to open one buyer.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And trying to open another one with Frank.
Oh, okay.
Listening to Chula Vista. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
I did. It looks like a funky layout.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, he listed it super low and he said he listed it 597 and he said if I submit it at 700 with 10K, he'll probably give it to me. But I'm just waiting for the buyers to make the decision.
What do
Nice.
you mean 597? Oh, he listed low on purpose?
Yeah, he listed super low. I think he bought it for like 500K.
I think that's his new strategy. He's mentioned it at the Coffee and Cash that he liked how it worked on another property. So
Well, yeah. Agents are biting, clearly. Adrian is here going to submit $100,000.
100
But in Chula Vista for 700K, that's not bad. 3 bedroom, 2 bath,
Yeah.
1,000 square feet.
Funky layout.
Funky
Feng shui.
layout.
Hello.
has a good size lot.
Yeah, backyard, alley access.
Good job.
Yep.
Cool. Well, as crazy as it sounds, we didn't have too many people joining. I'm okay with wrapping up the call if there's nothing else that you guys need answered or help with. I mean, all I can say is, work your calendar, work by it, clean it up, organize it. Voltaire is going to be gone for most of October. He's going to be on his honeymoon, but Claudia's going to be covering for him. So anything you guys need, reach out to her.
Do I need to dress up like him?
You mean dress down?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, you do a
mean
good
dress
job.
down?
We
You
should
do a
make
good
a
job. I saw
Friday
you at the party.
update with me, like
My weekend real estate.
my weekend real estate.
I went
Oh.
shopping. Yeah, we'll be available. Any questions that you guys have, anything that you need. I think this is our time to shine and show Voltaire that we can hold the fort down while he's gone, guys. Get some
This
deals
is the
going.
longest time he's ever been away, right? Is he panicking already?
No, he's been away he normally takes a month off, but this time he's going to be super intentional about being unavailable because he wants to fully enjoy the trip
Yeah.
with his wife.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. He has been away for this long, but just I think it's never really
But not
been,
tuned out.
yeah, like completely out of sight and out of mind. I would think it's
It's gonna
something
be
new for
tough
him.
for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right.
Cool.
Well, thank you for joining. We will see you on the first Wednesday at the mastermind.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.